welcome to another episode of the A-List Music Club. I am your host, the Game Changer, Wes Truth. And with me, as always, are Dominic and John. How's it going tonight, guys?
Good.
All right. And of course, this is the show where each week a different one of us picks a new CD, playlist, album, whatever, and the others check it out. This time it was John's turn. So why don't you tell everybody about what you picked?
Sure. I picked a super group. They did one album, 1995, Neurotic Outsiders. Because I had a friend in high school who was a huge Guns N' Roses fan. He had all kinds of, if it was Guns N' Roses related, he knew about it and he had it. And two members of that band are in this band, so he turned me on to them. He's like, check out the CD, it's cool. Well, back then it would have been a cassette tape. So then I liked it and I bought it, and I want to see what you guys think.
All right.
Okay.
I could not remember the name of this band. I thought it was like Psychotic Turtles or something like that.
I'm going to use that actually.
It's all right. I mean,
That's high praise from Dominic.
The first two songs that I listened to, after the first one ended and the second one started, I said, this is the same fucking song. You know, it's just, they're great musicians. I even like the singer's voice. I just think that they didn't know exactly what they wanted to do. Did they want it to be kind of like a punk, or did they want it to be real hard rock or heavy metal? Or then the one that Angelina was obviously their friggin' throw the dice in the ring for a single for airplay. That was just like a generic little thing, but it was all right.
I like that song.
Yeah, I mean, I like that song too.
Actually, they only released one single, and it was the song "Jerk."
Yeah.
How?
I never heard that on the radio. There's a video on YouTube. That's it.
Yeah, I've never heard that.
I think
song in my life.
Angelina's more of a pop song.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. That was my biggest complaint, is like pick a genre and do it really well instead of like all over the place a little bit. But they were fine. I mean, I don't know if I'd listen to them over and over again, but if I was like flipping through, like if I had Pandora and I said such and such a Guns N' Roses radio and one of their songs came up, I probably wouldn't skip it. It's okay.
Yeah. That's sometimes the problem with a lot of these super groups is that, you've got different styles of music trying to mesh as one.
Right.
And they sometimes there's a punk song and a hard rock song, and then, Angelina's kind of like you said, a poppy radio song. And, I don't know if it's like each guy doesn't know how to play other styles or what it is, but
this is my song. We're going hard rock. Oh, well, this is my song. We're going punk.
Well, I mean, Steve Jones is from the Sex Pistols.
Right. Mm-hmm.
And two guys from Guns N' Roses, and for some reason, the bass player from Duran Duran. So, I mean, think of that right there. That's all over the map musically.
Yep.
But I like it for what it is. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know that the first song, Nasty Ho, would sort of fly nowadays. But
yeah.
Well, like you said, if it's on in the background, I'm not bored with it. I'm not going to turn it off. But it's not something I go back to often. It's probably the first time I listened to this in like 10 years.
Right.
It is for what it is, it's all right. Not the worst thing I've heard.
Right. Mm-hmm.
I'd probably rather hear Guns N' Roses than this, but
Yeah. Well, one thing about these uh, schizophrenic meatballs that uh, they're no Nantucket.
Who is really?
That's probably a good thing.
All right, Wesley.
Are you ready? Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, according to YouTube, this is held to be a masterpiece by only true music lovers. I thought it was an interesting lineup for the super group. I like the punk sound of it. Let's see. I was never really a Sex Pistols fan. Honestly, I don't even know many of their songs, which I know is probably a lot of people are screaming at me right now to check them out. But I was more Ramones. I'm always more Ramones than anything.
Probably know Anarchy in the UK.
I do know that. Yeah, but I don't.
God Save the Queen.
I don't really. Yeah, maybe I'll have to pick an album sometime and listen to it. But
I did one.
I was more interested in the Ramones than them. But anyway, I thought Nasty Ho. I loved it. I thought it was a funny, great opener. I'm like, I had to do a double take on the title because I write them down the titles. And Jerk was another one that I really thought was funny.
They were the same song.
What? It's the same song?
Same song.
You're a bitch, I'm a jerk, I don't think we will work. There's some great lyrics among other things that are thrown out in there.
That's Lennon and McCartney stuff right there.
Yeah. Angelina, I thought was very 90s, like radio play type song, which is funny that they chose Jerk as the one that would get radio play. I don't know how. I liked Janie Jones. 6 Feet Under was pretty good. I thought the rest were like okay, Some of the slower songs I thought kind of were dragged a little bit, like Story of My Life. I'm like, this is kind of weird.
I usually skip that one.
That was trippy a little bit. Yeah, I'm like, this seems out of place.
Wes, just give it your 8 and we'll move on.
I thought it was an interesting pick for the most part. I'm glad I heard it.
That's what I'm here for.
Yeah.
I pick the unusual
Keeping
stuff.
us guessing. Going, who?
I'm hoping the viewers do the same thing. Like, I never heard of that band, and then checks it out.
Yeah.
Yeah. I only have a little bit of trivia. The original lineup was Billy Idol and Steve Stevens with Duff McKagan and Matt Sorum.
Wow.
Which would have probably made us a different band entirely.
Mm-hmm.
But when they dropped out, then Steve Jones and the guy from Duran Duran replaced him. I don't know where that came from. But, they were originally called Neurotic Outsiders. I don't know what the difference of that is, but
that was too long. So they cut the smallest word out.
Yeah.
Vince McMahon got a hold of it.
They originally were just 4 guys who got on stage at the Viper Room and just started jamming and just knocking out covers that they knew. They were just friends, just hanging out, and then they were like, hey, this is pretty cool. Let's do this. Which is probably why it sort of sounds sort of all over the place. They weren't like a band that grew together to form a style.
Mm-hmm.
That makes sense.
So they're on Madonna's record label, Maverick Records.
Interesting.
Yeah. So let's rate this pig.
All righty. I'll give it a 6. It's okay.
Yeah, I'm with you. That's about what I was thinking. Not great, not terrible, just in the middle.
Right. I agree with you guys.
I'll give it
8. I'll give it a 6 as well. I liked more than I didn't, so I'm definitely putting those 3 songs on my iPod. The 2 funny ones and Angelina. Nasty Ho. That's what.
Yeah. But I agree with Dominic. I like a lot of bands like this, but they really do sound the same. They're very interchangeable.
Right. But like I said, they were okay. They were all right. I gave them better than 50%. So
Yeah. You'll probably like my next pick better. I already got it.
all right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
More in your
Well,
wheelhouse.
Yeah,
Well,
this time it's going to be Dominic's turn to pick. So, what do you have in store for us?
all right.
I'm afraid to ask.
I am going to pick an album
Ice Nine Kills.
by a band that you both know, but you only know their wussy stuff. Probably from the
Aerosmith?
80s. No,
You already did that.
I'm going to pick the band REO Speedwagon, their album Live. You get what you play for. This shows how actually fucking hard REO rocked, how good they were, how amazingly incredible, harder rock songs, but still melodic. Before they started with that "Keep on Loving You" bullshit, and "Take It on the Run" and all that bullshit. That is the reason. Those songs are the reason that one of the most unheralded guitar players in the world, who's fantastic. Oh God, Gary Richrath left the band because they started putting out pussy rock.
So that's what we'll listen to next week. John, you want to talk a little bit about the podcast?
We Like Wrestling podcast. Cheap plug.
Buy the shirt.
Buy the shirt. Weekly wrestling podcast. Just three guys sitting around talking about any and everything wrestling related. We're on Spotify, iTunes, wherever you find podcasts. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. We Like Wrestling podcast.
All right. And of course, for me, you can subscribe right here on YouTube, youtube.com/Westside515. Like the show on Facebook, facebook.com/WestTruePlaylist. And of course, you can follow me on the Twitter and Instagram @WestAlist. Until next time, truth out.